The show's about to start.
Come in, dear.
Let's get ready to shake, rattle, and roll with Graceland Glamour Girl, the one who puts the CC in rider, Miss Cece Glamour.
Ah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Glamorous Pink Writers podcast in our segment TCB Talks with Cece. And as usual, I'm your host, Cece Glamour, and we have a special guest, so I'll let her take it away.
Hi, I'm Diane Blaskowitz. My Instagram account is Epspinkpeacock, but I also run Ultimate Elvis Facts on TikTok. But Epspinkpeacock, I sell Elvis memorabilia and all sorts of knickknacks. And Ultimate Elvis Facts, I do Elvis interviews. I post facts of the day, all sorts of things. But I'm a new Elvis fan. Coming through from the movie in 2022, so I just went down the rabbit hole, and now I'm like totally obsessed. I know everything, and it changed my life. So I'm one of those people.
I think that happened. I think once that movie came out, that happened to a lot of us. I think we all did the Austin Butler approach, where we're like, I'm going to lock myself in a room for a month and learn everything there's about this man.
Yes, 100%. I saw the movie and I was like, oh, did this really happen? Like, did like he really fire the colonel on stage? And then I would Google it, and then I would be like, oh no, he never knew of like the financial like abuse that was happening. And then I was like, oh, I need to find out more about that. So it was like following veins like from the movie. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Like the movie not being 100% accurate like was actually helpful for me becoming a fan.
It's like same here because it actually made you want to go and research to see like the differences or what were similar, or like finding out that the whole like Rustwood Park riot never happened, but they just wanted something exciting.
Yeah, exactly. But like, and that first hip thrust when he's doing that concert and he's singing Trouble, that first, you know what I'm talking about. Like that first hip thrust and the camera shakes, and I was like, boom, like it like hit my head, and I was like, what is this?
I know I have to perform that August 2nd at the Big E Festival because I'm doing that exact version of Trouble.
Yeah, well, you better make some camera shake because that's a lot to live up to.
I went, I'm going to do, I was like, we have to do like three songs. And I go, I'm going to do the movie version of Trouble. Everyone's like, King Creole. I'm like, no, the Elvis movie version. And all the guys are like, the Elvis movie? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like this is so like like brain fart. But like I was interviewing these older women at birthday week, and it was so like crazy to me because one of them was like, "Oh, we were waiting for the Elvis movie to come out," and like she was going down and she was talking about That's the Way It Is. And like to the older fans, like the Elvis movie is like that's the way it is. And to us, it's the 2022 Elvis movie. Like it just blew my mind a little bit.
It's I think that's another funny thing though about like the newer generations of fans and the older ones, especially with me because of loving the vintage fashion of also being an Elvis fan. So like we'll be sitting like for example last Elvis week we're sitting there and they're like we're waiting for the Elvis Return to Vegas show and they go remember when we were at we were at the Westgate International and we were waiting for Elvis Ghost. I'm like yeah and they're like and we're just all sitting in the front. I'm like yeah and then I go wait a minute no I wasn't born in and I look at them and go I wasn't there.
Yeah, my parents haven't even met at that point. Like,
I'm like, I didn't have a parent yet.
no,
I was
it's
like,
crazy.
I'm like, she wasn't born yet.
Yeah, the other thing that's crazy, again, I'm going off on tangents here, but get used to that for this episode. But at birthday week this past year, I remember like there's always like little drama and like stuff that happens between people now, but like there was drama between the older fans that they still hold on to like 50 years later. Like I was saying, "Oh, I met this really interesting person who was, like went to a bunch of Elvis concerts. I wonder if you know him." And one of the ladies was like, "Yeah, I know them." there's a reason we haven't run into each other. And I was like, wait, what? Like you guys have drama too? And they were like, oh yeah, we were always competing with them for tickets to concerts. And like they were just I didn't like the way they went around doing it. And I'm like, and they were like they were annoying as gate girls. We didn't like how they would throw themselves at Elvis. We just didn't like how they did that. And I was like, they've been holding on to it for 50 years and they're still like refused to talk to them because of it. And I was like, that's the stuff I want to learn at Elvis Week. Like I want to see them like the original gay girls fighting.
Like Tom, it's like Tom, this is what we want for talks with Elvis. We want this. We want the gate girl brawl.
Yes, that's one thing I would love to see at Elvis Week. Not necessarily the girls fighting, but I would love to see a panel of like original gay girls, original fans, the people that saw him 100 times. Like, I would love to see a panel of those people and like hear their stories because it's like living vicariously through them, you know? Because we'll never get to do that. We'll never get to see him. We'll never be able to follow him around the country or anything like that. But there's people that did that. And I think the fans are just as much a part of his story as anyone who is on stage with him.
Oh yeah, I think the closest that we'll get is was it during Elvis week, especially because Dean is there. The closest that you're gonna get is a bunch of older ladies. Follow, you'll know where Dean is. It's gonna be a bunch of older ladies either at the gym that he's at, looking at the window. They're gonna look at the window at the pool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's about as close as we're gonna get. Is everybody being like Dean is at the pool, and you're like, okay, and then like he has no shirt on. Like, well, it's a pool.
Yeah, it happens. It happens at the pool. Like, yeah, he's the closest you'll get to Elvis. Like he's so good. And he's so good at like the little movements, like when they play the video behind him, like he's got all the little movements down for each of the show, like each of the Elvis concerts. Like it's crazy. It's
It's
crazy.
It's amazing now because especially now being on that side of like the Elvis on the Elvis fan base is so funny because it's like now we're all excited we're all as you know as fans excited about like Baz's new like footage. I'm like, yay, new footage, and then it hits me. I'm like, oh great, I have to learn new steps.
But that'll be fun. Like we don't ever get new stuff. Yeah,
Like,
but I was listening to Elvis Radio the other day and they say we may have heard the songs, like we may have heard the versions of the songs, but we won't have seen the footage of it. So like that was kind of cool. I was like they give us a little bit more insight into what we're gonna see.
I'm like, that's the one part I'm excited about it. I make jokes with that too with some of the other guys. I'm like, are you ready? We have new material to study. And they're like, and we're all just like, oh yay, new stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, everything for me is new because I'm new here.
Yeah, it's all new and exciting, and I think it's gonna be like, I think it's really good. I'm excited that Baz didn't abandon Elvis, you know, like he's like us. He went into that movie and he just like Elvis sucked him in, you know. I can't remember somebody, I think it's somebody on Elvis Radio that says like, you know, just lead people to Elvis and Elvis will do all the work. You know, like that's what happened with Baz too. And like he's continued on and I think he understands how important Elvis's legacy is. And he's done a great job in latching on and continuing to push. Like he's in a great position, obviously, as a filmmaker and a respected filmmaker, to be able to continue his Elvis's legacy. And like to do a film like this is amazing for Elvis fans, but I think it's important for the legacy as well, you know, and to be able to, and he's premiering it at the Toronto Film Festival, which I think is like doing it like a mainstream movie because it's a mainstream movie. And so I'm excited to see how it's going to develop after that. Like if it's going to go into regular theaters, if it's going to, you know, like how it's going to, what kind of marketing he's going to do, like, because he went crazy for the Elvis movie. So I'm excited to see what he does for this.
That too, like it's really and it is really fun to see that even as a filmmaker myself and seeing like what he's doing, how he's going to do it. So it's really fun. Well, what's fun for him is like he's like I get to actually make Elvis movies, and I'm like, and I'm over here like I'm releasing a short film where the main character totally isn't basically Elvis renamed.
Yeah, but like that shows how creative you can be. Like there's so many different types of people in the Elvis community and so many different ways that people want to express their creativity through Elvis, you know, whether it's like making short films or whether it's doing a full-on documentary or whether it's making art or, you know, making nails. Like I make nails that are like Elvis nails too, like just to keep me off the streets. And like just there's so many ways that you can express yourself, especially through like social media now. I think it's really important that people find their way of expressing their love for Elvis. I think it's so cool to see everybody doing what they're doing just because they love Elvis.
And that's what I love about the space is like, and then too in this space is like you could be doing something similar to somebody else, and we're still like, and we still support it. Like you could be sitting here and be like, oh, I make Elvis friendship bracelets, and somebody else may go, I do too. And we're like, yay, there's more. Like nobody goes, oh, how dare you? We're like, yay, there's more of them. We're gonna collect them like Pokemon. And
Yeah.
I love that so much.
There's somebody I can't remember her name. I'm blanking on it, but like she was making like those poster, like a big poster that was like Elvis and had like the I think TCB on the top or whatever and like big beads or something and she's like going to resin it and it's going to be like a poster for a wall and I'm like the creative things people come up with are just like fascinating. Like I love the way that people just like because we have to keep it fresh. We have to keep it interesting. And I think that like the way that are people will lose interest if there's not something new and exciting going on. And I think that like us as individuals, in the way that social media is today, the way the world is today, like we get to contribute to it, you know? And I think it's super fascinating. And I think that Graceland should like promote that stuff a little bit more. Like put that on their social media and like see the cool stuff that people are doing and like, like show some of the artwork that we're doing, not just in the halls on the tour of, where the car the what those little cars that they what's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about in
Yeah.
but like not just there, but like on social media and like just see how creative the people are in this community.
Definitely, especially I've been even with my mom, which she makes a lot of like mirror tile art also. So it's been really funny going to Graceland. And for me, I'll like take a picture of something and I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, you've made this. You have actually and it's not that she's making replicated like Elvis mirrors. It's just that we have similar taste to Elvis and mirror art. So like the what is it? The coffee table, the mirror coffee table that Elvis has in the TV room. She's about to make that because she saw it in somebody else's house. And I go, so we're about to have another Elvis furniture piece. And she's like, no, we're not. We can't. So I show her, she's just like, really? I was like, and I go, well, if you make this and you like it enough and you want to sell them, I know some people at Graceland who would pay an arm and a leg and two wheels and their firstborn child to have a TV room toffee table.
Yeah. The other artist that I am obsessed with is Tiny Graceland. I
Yes.
Canada. Like she's making that replica of Graceland in tiny form. And if you didn't know it wasn't Graceland, because if you didn't see her hand in it or something, you would never know it's not Graceland.
Just, I love watching her actually like when she'll do like the updates of like the different rooms she's doing and I'm just like I'm like this is amazing. I'm over here like if I were a Polly Pocket, I would live in this.
Yes. Like she redoes like all the paintings and the funny thing is when she reaches out to the community and she's like, "Hey, I need to see picture I need people to take pictures of what's behind the bar in the TV room. Can like if anybody's going to Graceland, can you take some close-up pictures of those things?" And then people will start sending her stuff to be like so she can get it accurate. And it's just like the community coming together to help somebody's artistic, like endeavors. And so I think that's a super cool. There's so many different ways you can be creative in this
Oh
community.
yeah. There's like so many different ways and even in the way of like from the art to even having of course the tribute artists, which is always really fun because of the different ways of that and different outfits, which just everyone's been asking like, what is the fun part? Like I have more excuses to buy more vintage outfits.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen some like I also was on Pinterest today. I almost sent this to you, but it was like a female suit, like a jumpsuit. It was very much like Britney Spears's Vegas jumpsuit, like maybe a little less low cut. But it was like, yeah, we need to get you like a jumpsuit.
I've been like, I just got sent some yesterday like of ideas, and I'm like, okay, because I know I love Bob Mackie, and he actually made Anne Margaret's jumpsuit that she had, and you can completely tell that like Elvis was all over that. You can look at it and be like, I know who you got this from, Anne. We're not mad.
Yeah.
I just want one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But there's so much I want to talk about ETAs for a second. I don't know how much I don't think we dived into this when I did your interview, but like I'm not gonna lie because there's the ETAs are gonna be are at the beginning of Elvis week in 2 weeks, and like I'm coming early because I want to see the ETAs. And I used to be terrified of ETAs. Like I would not watch them because I was like, these guys are creepy. Like I'm not even gonna like watch a video of them. But then last year at Elvis Week, I went and I went to the finals. And after the first note, I was blown away. Like they are so talented and they do not get the respect they deserve just for being phenomenal singers. Like, you know, we've got some that were the Phantom on Broadway, and like to be able to come out cold and sing Hurt, like from backstage, not having been up yet, like is amazing. Like they deserve so much respect for what they do. And to go out there and to, you know, I know a lot of times it's very kitschy and like not always at Elvis Week, other places like to go out and do that, but like their voices are unbelievable.
And we have so much, like it's a lot of stuff that we also do and have to go through. And even this is my first big year of being an ETA myself. Like now I'm doing, what is it, the Flyway Brewery, and that's the 12th. And I'm actually basically opening up for it is Elvis. They're doing an Elvis drag bingo. And I'm like, this is amazing. And then, so then after that I've got the 14th and 15th at the tent. And then before that, August 2nd is the Big E Festival here in Georgia. So we are all like, it's almost like if we're in a group chat, we're all like, so what are you wearing? I'm like, I'm wearing this. Or it's like, hey, does anybody, like, I had to ask, I was like, how important is it if I don't have the bracelets for the 68 comeback suit? And my friend goes, he's like, I'll bring them. I have them. I was like, thank you. And then I had to go, so how important is it if I don't have the same guitar strap, but I have one that Elvis would have definitely used?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
so it's really fun. It's like almost like we're like doing a checklist of stuff. We're just like, and we're all like, all right. And then we're going, who's all going to be at Elvis Week? And we're like, okay, I'm going to be at Elvis Week. And we're like, where are you performing? What are you wearing? So we're all trying to figure out what like everybody's wearing and who needs what. And you've got who's got this hairspray. And my mom being a stylist, and we're putting my contest bag back together because it's been my party princess bag. So we're like
Yeah.
putting all the hair stuff in it. And mom's like, we're gonna pack some pomade in there and some hairspray because I know one of the guys is gonna need it. They're gonna
Oh
need.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
she's like, if not you, one of them is going to need a touch up.
You're gonna be like the den mom for the ETAs. Like, I got you, baby. Come over here. Like, I'll take care of you.
And like now with me like knowing a little bit, knowing how to sew because I accidentally made it. And this is very funny for anyone who saw the picture of the cape that I made. That was not supposed to happen. It was supposed to be a skirt for a Princess Tiana dress, and I cut it unevenly, and it became a cape. And now I'm
Nice.
getting requests for can you now I'm getting requests of so can you make me like a female Elvis cape? I'm like that cape wasn't supposed to happen. And the only reason
Yeah.
why it happened was I put it on and jokingly go, this reminds me of an Elvis cape, and then I sewed it.
Yeah. Yeah. But so you've been doing like the Tupelo Elvis Festival, like you've been all over the place since you started. Like, because your first show was at like a old folks home. Like I remember that video of you
Like
like
we
walking.
started there, and now I'm like at the Tupelo Festival and the news
Yeah.
for Tupelo, and I'm just like, here I am.
Yeah. So like, you know, you're kind of an unexpected ETA, especially like a female ETA coming out. So like how has your reception been since coming out?
Actually been really good. It was a lot surprising than what I thought. So people have actually been going like, we want to see you perform more. What's your next show going to be? So it's been really well because I've gotten a lot of people that are like, it is really nice to see a woman in the space. And there are actually some more women in the space. So now seeing this, they're kind of like, it's more women coming like, hey, I'm also a woman ETA. And they're kind of trying to figure out like, what can I do to set myself apart? And the thing I just go is like, for me, I'm just like, well, I do also like to use a lot of my pinup pieces that I have are very much Elvis themed. So I can use those and put those here, but it's really fun. And the guys actually seem to also love having a woman ETA around, which was that was what I was nervous about was, you
Yeah.
have a woman in space and sometimes they're like, hey, well, what are you doing here? And they're just like, and at first they were like trying to figure out why I was backstage. And I go, oh yeah, I'm the one singing Mean Woman Blues. And they're like, you're doing Mean Woman Blues. Okay, we have to see this now. They're like, this is either gonna be really cool or it's just gonna be really cool. So I'm on the stage in Tupelo and I look beyond everybody and there's just a whole array of jumpsuits in the back of the theater. And it's funny because they're not too far from where my mom was sitting in the audience. So I'm looking at my mom and I'm also looking at them and I'm just sitting here like this is hilarious. And you got
Yeah.
I'm on the stage and so it was really cool having that and then being asked to come and do the tent and having 2 days at the tent back to back, but then also having added a new show. So it's really fun because I already was going to I'm already bringing really cool outfits anyway. So now I'm like, cool, I can bring my performance pieces in. So it's really nice to have that and still getting the different advice from some of the guys. So we're still like finding ways to where they're like, hey, when you're doing this note, do it this way, or if you're doing this. And then my mom also being a professional singer too. And she's like, okay, you already have a Southern accent, so we don't have to worry about trying to figure out how you're going to do that. So she's
Yeah.
like, So she's like, just make sure that this note sounds this way because they're gonna want to hear it this way. So it's nice having that and just kind of have like this big. It's like having older brothers with sideburns.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, because it's kind of like, because obviously, like, you can't sound just like Elvis, but you can have like the style of him and everything. So, like, are you conscious of that when you're doing it? Like, you're like, okay, I don't want to sound exactly like him. I want to pay more homage to him, or like, what's your philosophy when you're going into it?
Honestly, the funniest thing when I'm doing Elvis is because when it comes to personality and how we talk, like if I don't actually over enunciate, we sound very much alike.
Okay.
So for me, it's really easy where, where like his tone of voice and even singing. So the only part that's like for me doing it is like I already know I'm like, okay, I already know like of course I don't look like Elvis. I'm not gonna fully sound like him, but I was like, I just go out there and they're like and they'll go, you remind me so much of Elvis and how he moves and how he talks to people. And I just go, well, I'm born the day before him, so that might be why.
There you go. There you go. I love it.
But yeah, that's the fun part. And then of course I come out there with like with my Elvis themed nails. So I had, let's see, Tupelo, we had a TCB nail. I had one that looked like his jumpsuit, that looked like the eagle suit. So like I'm backstage and the guy's like, I want Elvis nails. I'm like, I want to have the eagle suit on my fingernail.
Yeah,
And
right?
and so then we had like Chris the Goat Lame outfit, and they're like, and you've had men that came up, they're like, if I was a woman, I would wear a gold lame dress like that. And
Hmm.
I'm so
Yeah.
this is what I'm getting because I completely thought I was gonna get something opposite.
Yeah. No, I've been planning my nails since birthday week, like for Elvis week. Like I started doing nails last year right before Elvis week so I could have like Elvis themed nails, and then I've continued doing nails since, and like painting acrylic nails, then like gluing them on and stuff. But now I've done all sorts of jumpsuit nails. I've done like I think the ones I'm going to wear for Elvis week, here's a spoiler, are these like the black nails with those with the shirt, the floral shirt he wore during That's the Way It Is rehearsals, with like the white, like the kind of the white flowers and the black satin shirt. Like I think I made nails like that. I think those are the ones I'm gonna wear. I think those are the ones I'm gonna wear. But like last year I wore like the chain suit nails. They were white and they had gold chains on them on each of them. Like I went crazy. So or last for birthday week I did the gold chain ones. Like I've become a nail professional just by making Elvis nails. I've ran out of Elvis clothes to make nails for.
I
It's
think
like a thing.
I think what is I'm trying to remember. I think birthday. I don't even remember what I had for birthday. I know my mom does because she did them. So I'm like, I don't remember what I know. We're trying to figure out what to do for Biggie, and I was like, we're gonna do pink and black, and we're gonna do all types of cool stuff because I'm doing the '68 comeback suit, but I'm also doing the iconic pink suit that we see, of course, in the movie, which is as soon as he's doing basically Baby Let's Play House because I love that suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With like those the lace shirt, you mean?
Yep. With the lace
Yeah,
shirt.
I did lace nails. I did lace nails with like pink and then black lace. Yeah, I did it all. I did them all.
And then we're like, then my mom goes, well, since your blazer's not the same, she's like, what if we put rhinestones on the lapels? And I go, yes. That's
Yeah.
so we're like blinging out. We're like in the last home stretch of blinging out everything that is going to the festival, and then we'll take a small break and then go back and look at everything I'm packing and seeing if anything else in the packing for Elvis week needs to be decorated. So I'm just like, what are we? I'm like, what? So my mom's like, what are we doing? What are we doing for hair? So we're like working on different hairstyles and trying to figure out which ones are going to be for Elvis week. And she's like, you have to keep this. You're gonna have to sleep with too late. If you're gonna get this hairstyle, you're gonna have to sleep standing up. I'm like, I'll do it.
You got to get that hair stuff that like dancers get, where like you ever see those videos on TikTok where they're like taking it off and it's like flipping back a piece of plastic basically. Like that's what you need. But are you going to go to any of like the Elvis Week events while you're there?
I will be at the different events. I definitely know that if I don't make it for the 13th dance party, I'll definitely be there for the 14th. Mostly because I love the dance party, but mostly because this year I'm actually the face of the Club Elvis dance party on the
Oh,
website.
nice. Yeah, on the flyer on the online pictures. Yeah, I saw that.
I was scrolling and I was like, wait a minute. I didn't even recognize it for 2 seconds. Like, oh wow, I have that's me. Like
Yeah.
how the
No, we took a
realization
picture.
hit.
We took a picture last year because I was like intimidated by you because like you had the white suit and like the red tie or whatever. And I'm like, I need to take a picture with you. And then I realized I walked away and didn't actually have a conversation with you. Like I was just like, picture, bye. I didn't actually talk to you.
That's that happened. I'm
Talk
so
now.
exactly. And like now it's like, and that's I think that's like another thing that people see. They're like now, and then adding the ETA layer now, they're just like, this is very intimidating to talk to you. I'm like, listen here, it's like I'm like I am as kooky and crazy as Elvis.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. I can attest to that. But no, I'm excited about some of the events. Like they're having Peter Gralnick there, and he's going to be doing like I really want to go to that event where he's talking about his book, like the Colonel book that he's doing. But you have to have like a package to do that, and so I'm just hoping when they do conversations on the King or whatever, I think he's going to do that too.
I
And
hope
so like I'm really interested in that book that's coming out.
yes. Like I know I've heard about that event and I know I definitely don't want to go to the concerts. Definitely going to the ultimate showdown to see who wins because
Yeah.
I have in mind who I think is going to win. And last year I was right when I first watched it and I was like, as soon as Emilio came on stage last year, I was like, oh, there's the winner. Like that's it.
No, absolutely not. I totally disagreed with who won last year. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. Like the guy, who's the guy from London? Is it Lewis? Lewis.
Lewis, oh my God. Yes, I love Lewis. Lewis is
I thought like he came out, he was the first one to perform at the finals, and I was like, this guy is it. Like this guy is so good. I was so sure he was gonna win. And when they announced Emilio, I was like, what about Lewis? That guy was a phenomenal. Like I was like up in arms a little bit. So like I'm in this like justice for Louis thing.
yeah. Because
Like
I know
he needs to
Patrick
win.
Lewis is coming back this year, if I'm not mistaken. I think Lewis is in the run up. So like I have Lewis in mind, I have Riley in mind, and then I have like Moses in mind.
Who was that guy that was newer last year? He was tall. I think he came in second place.
I know who you're talking about, but I do
Sang
not.
Suspicious Minds, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I have to remember because there was like three, six suspicious minds last year.
Yeah, yeah, I know. But he was like tall and skinny, and he kind of reminded me of Ralph, was it Jean Ralphio from Parks and Rec a little bit.
I think
But he was like not quite there, but I could see that he was going to be good. I think he had like his father or something was an ETA or something like that.
I think so. I think I know who you're talking about,
Yeah.
but I do
He was
not remember.
he was really good at too. He was good, but he like wasn't quite there. And I think that Lewis came in third, and I was like, no, no, no. Like he should at least been second. Like I'm on justice for Lewis, like 100%. I'm gonna bring a sign. Like I'm gonna bring like if Lewis doesn't win, I'm burning this to the ground. Like I'm not like super invested, but I'm gonna be super invested at the
Oh
event.
yeah. Like I'm honestly excited to watch it. I think last year was funny because I'm like, I'm just sitting here and I'm enjoying this and this is awesome. And then for birthday, they like go to birthday and they're like, hey, you should totally do like the Tupelo Elvis Festival. And then does the Tupelo Elvis Festival. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna watch the Ultimates to figure out how this works yet again.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yes.
I'm excited. I gained, as I said, I gained a lot of respect for them having gone to the like actually gone and
Oh yeah.
like seen the perform. And so now we're gonna do like the ETAs after dark.
Oh my God.
Um
Here's After
that.
Dark is a treat. It is hilarious. It is this is where you find out that most of us are just unhinged theater kids. That's it.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. So I'm excited about that. My friends, I'm going to Elvis Week with my friends, Tessa, who's TCB Tessa, um, Tara, who's Wild in the Country, and Megan, who's the EP book club. And Tessa and Megan have a podcast called The Chronicles of the King, and they interviewed Dwight Eisenhower, and they've become great friends with Dwight. And so now they're like, we have to go to ETAs After Dark because he's going to be there and performing. And I'm like, why do I feel like we're going to be hanging out with Dwight at at Elvis Week, like him and his wife or something like at Elvis Week? Because they're like, we're going to have to. We're going to ask him to go out to dinner. And I'm like, okay, like whatever you say. And so now I'm going to like have to make small talk with people that I don't know, and I'm not very good at that. So we're going to be like, so you sing Elvis? Like, cool. I like Elvis.
Like, yeah. No, that's how like that is honestly what I feel because now I have where I was like where I follow Cody and now like Cody follows me back from watching me do Mean Women Blues at Tupelo and so now I actually get to like really talk to him and be like, hi, I'm the one who did Mean Women Blues.
Hey, you. Let's talk about our theater backgrounds.
So it's gonna be very like that is gonna be very funny with like the new conversations of everybody and past conversations.
Yeah,
And
everybody's gonna be so awkward, but it's gonna be great.
it'll be
Where
fun.
else? Where else do you get to do this?
Exactly. And now I'm like,
Thing I love about Elvis Week is I've only been Elvis Week once and I've been a birthday once. And like it just has this feeling of like a big family reunion, you know? Like it doesn't matter what you say. You can go up to anybody and talk about anything. Like it's just something that I think every Elvis fan should experience at some point. Because it's just so much fun. Like it's just so much fun to like be in your element and get to be exactly who you are. And like it feels like Elvis could walk in at any time.
it really does. Like, and that's like the joy. Like, it's the joy of it. And I love like the different things that they'll have. Like there's one lady we've nicknamed the Button Lady because she actually will bring you like bags of buttons, and I think she's working
Oh,
on
it's
new.
Buttons. That's Buttons. Her
And
name is Buttons. Elvis gave her that nickname. Yeah, her name is Buttons. I did an interview with her. She got a couple scarves, she got a couple kisses. She rides around on a scooter.
yes,
Yeah, her name is Button. Her she goes by Buttons.
I love Buttons because
She's
she
a gay girl.
Buttons
You
didn't
should
tell
talk to
me
her.
this. Yes, I'm going to talk to Buttons now. Buttons didn't tell me this.
She's another person that I'd love to be on a panel at Elvis Week because she would hang out at Graceland. She moved to Memphis and then she like has been there. She's been at every Elvis Week. She was an original gay girl. Like yeah, she's like she hands out photos of her and Elvis all the time. Yeah, she's fabulous. I would love to hear stories from her.
Yes.
I ambushed her at the candlelight vigil because someone was like, "You should talk to Buttons." And so I went over and I basically stuck my phone in her face. I was like, "Can I interview you?" And so she was like a little apprehensive, but she still gave me a bag of buttons and a photo of her and Elvis. And like I did like a 5 minute interview with her. And so no, she's super interesting. You should check out my Ultimate Elvis Facts on YouTube. And there's an interview with her. And so she's super cool.
Oh my God. Now I'm gonna have to trade Buttons an autograph of me for like a picture of her and Elvis and Buttons.
Yeah, yeah. It's cool. Like it's funny because she's still like kind of she still looks the same, you know? Like she's still got the glasses and like she's staring up at Elvis and it's just, she would go up there on the weekends and like hang out with Elvis.
Wow. That is just
Yeah.
that is awesome. Like that's the things that people like that makes Elvis Week and Elvis birthday just really special is meeting so many cool people. Even because I always get the hotels mixed up, and I know it is not. Is it? No, it's not the Holiday Inn. I always call it the Hilton for some reason. Two H's. But like even at like the Holiday Inn where they have like the really cool what is this like they always like to sell like the merchandise and you can always meet different cool people there. They'll have some of the gate girls there and they'll have Tish of course and it's always nice going. I love Tish. Tish has some of the funniest stories.
Oh yeah. She'll always be like, I have one story for you. I have two stories for you. Actually, I have three stories for you. Like she'll just like keep going. She'll tell you everything. And then Donna Lewis is always there. And she like has some fabulous books. She kept like a diary of her time with going to see movies at the Memphian with Elvis. And she kept it like very detailed. Like she'll be like, tonight he was wearing blue pants with a blue jacket and a yellow scarf. And he went in this door. And like she's very detailed. It was actually like one thing in her, I interviewed her too. And like the most fascinating, I think, thing that a lot of people don't realize is that, do you know that picture in the hallway in the basement at Graceland that has like the ship and it has a clock in it? Like it's in
Yep.
the hallway when you're coming out of the pool room, headed toward the stairs to go up to the jungle room. And so like it's just the only thing in that hallway. It's just this big frame. She gave that to Elvis when she was like back in the day, when the 60s, when she was a fan and he put it up in the hall and it's still there today. And I think that's so cool that like he was just so appreciative of his fans that he would keep all this stuff that they would give and like it's still there. Like I think that's so cool.
Like that really like that is honestly really amazing and just I love going. Like I love going over there because the cool stories that you hear, like things like that. And I'm always I do not I cannot remember her name at the moment. I just had it. But she actually was Elvis's neighbor. Well, she was like his backyard neighbor. She'd always sneak in and we bonded over lipsticks and my outfit that I was wearing. She was like, back in the day, I would have hated wearing something like this, but now that is a cute outfit, but I definitely would have hated wearing that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, it's so interesting to hear. Like the other thing that Donna put in her book was like she made some comment about, oh, he's carrying that cane around, but like us Elvis fans know what that really is. And I was like, I messaged my friends and I was like, what is she talking about? And they were like, it's a knife. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah, like he would carry, that was a knife. Like his canes were always knives. I'm like, what are you talking? I had no idea. Like, I had no idea, but that is so Elvis. Like, for carrying this cane around, it would be like a knife in there.
That makes so much, I mean, honestly, that makes so much sense. It's one of those moments you're like, rest in peace, Elvis. You would have loved a ripstick.
Yeah.
You would have loved
I,
the ripstick.
I know. Like, all the cool things we have now, Elvis would have gone crazy for.
Was it like that Roman candle launcher?
Yeah, exactly. Like there's so many things today that he would have loved all the technology and all the stuff. But me and my friends will also do this thing, like things that would give Elvis a heart attack now. We don't mean that my heart attack might be a bad thing to say, but like, things that he would hyperventilate over of like, this is crazy. Like, what are we doing? And it's like, Google glasses or like,
Yeah.
like just weird stuff that he would just be like,
No, I think he would, okay, I think he would like Google glasses, but he would use them for the most dumbest things.
oh yeah, 100%. 100%. He would go crazy. What are some of I probably shouldn't have brought that up if I didn't have any good examples. But like, the cyber truck. He'd be like, the hell is this?
That would definitely give him a headache.
Yeah, exactly. Like just random,
It would just sit
random.
there like I could see him night like Jerry, there's a toaster riding by Graceland. He'd be like, nope, that's a Cybertruck. That's a toaster.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so we'd like to play that game sometimes of like found another thing that would give him a headache. Like, yeah. So that's always a fun game that we play.
Well, this is going this will yeah, words. This will definitely be, I think, one of the most interesting episodes we have about Elvis Week, about being an Elvis fan, and I would love to have you come back on the show anytime.
Absolutely. I'm always available. I have plenty of random stuff to talk about, so I'm game for it.
Also, as we like to say in the show, it's time to shake, rattle, and roll, and until next time. And now, our song of the day for our episode.
If you're looking for trouble, you came to the right place. If you're looking for trouble, just look right in my face. I was born standing up and talking back. My daddy was a green-eyed mountain dad because I'm evil. My middle name is misery. Well, I'm evil, so don't you mess around with me. I never looked for trouble, but I never ran. I don't take no orders from no kind of man. I'm only made out flesh, blood, and bone. But if you're gonna start a rumble, don't you try it out, because I'm evil. My middle name is misery. Well, I'm evil, so don't you mess around with me. I'm evil, evil, evil as can be.
The Glamorous Pink Writer podcast is proud to sponsor
Uptown girl, she's been living in her uptown world. I bet she's never had a backstreet guy. I bet her mama never told her why. I'm gonna try for an uptown girl. She's been living in her white bread world as long as anyone with hot blood can. And now she's looking for a downtown man. That's what I am. And when she knows what she wants from her time, and when she wakes up and makes up her mind, she'll see I'm
And don't
not
forget,
so
you can watch us on
tough
any network you get your
just
podcasts from, such as
because I'm
Spotify, iHeartRadio Podcasts, Castbox, YouTube, all under the Glamorous Pink Writers Podcast, brought to you by Cece Glamour. And remember, stay cool, cool cats.